Okay, I'm hitting live. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the Lovin Daily, where we take you through the top trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. We're talking about the fact that Emirates are giving students discounts. So if you're traveling or you want to see your family and you're living or you're an international student, you can get those discounts. We're also talking about last night's product launch by Apple. I want to get your thoughts on it. Please let us know in the comments below, and we'll check later on in the live. But our top story, and this was something that went live yesterday, massive information. The historic peace treaty was signed by the UAE and Israel. Now, 700 guests from around the world attended the ceremony, which happened on the south lawn of the White House. And this is as historic as you can imagine. The UAE reports the peace accord marks an opportunity to strengthen and stabilize the region while creating new energy for positive change across the Middle East. Also, the UAE stressed this is not changing its stance to support the establishment of a Palestinian state based on the borders of 4th of June 1967. The peace accord will also aim to advance the Palestinian cause, which is the most influential factor in the region's security. Making peace with Israel will not affect the country's historical support for the Palestinian cause and the rights of the Palestinian people. So we saw this going live yesterday. Of course, a lot of UAE delegates in Washington. And then yesterday evening, the Israel national anthem was played on the Burj Khalifa. So this will be a date that we'll remember. We've also seen Bahrain has now gone to normalise relations with Israel. So there'll be more information on that. But moving into our next story, Emirates is doing discounts for students and families. This is unbelievable news if you are an international student, because it basically means you'll be able to travel for a little bit cheaper, and your travel will be a little bit lighter on your pocket. So you can now get discounts on economy and business class. You can also get additional baggage allowance, which is great, and a free date change up for your booking up to 7 days before travel. Family members, which is awesome, can also get these discounts too, but you need to travel with your student. With the student, you need to book by the end of October and use the promotion code STUDENT to get a 10% discount on economy class and then 5% discount on business class. So that's pretty good news, but you need to do it. Excuse me. My laptop's on loud. You need to do it, like I said, before the end of October this year to get those deals. And we'll move into our final story, what Apple fans are saying about last night's product launch. I'd love to get your thoughts on it. To give you a quick recap, usually at this time of year, if I'm not mistaken, Shai, they launch a new iPhone.
Yes, they do.
Last night, there was no new iPhone, but they brought in an Apple Watch Series 6. They also brought a new iPad Air generation, I think. A couple of things came through.
iPad 8 generation.
An iPad 8th generation.
A new iPad Air. And the Apple Watch SE.
Thank you, the Apple. Thank you very much. And also one thing that the Apple Watch has is a new blood oxygen sensor. So they say that this will be able to monitor your oxygen levels in 15 seconds and can be used to check coronavirus levels or something. Is that wrong? No, I need to check that.
Really?
Really? Okay, well, it can be a new blood oxygen sensor, and they said it can, let me read it, a sensor to measure your blood oxygen from your wrist. This can calculate the colour of your blood to indicate oxygen presence in 15 seconds. They say this can help monitor COVID-19, not actually to check it.
But like, if you have COVID, like, does your blood change? Or like, how does
I think it's just a body monitor.
Yeah.
This wasn't directly from Apple. This is just what they're saying online.
Yeah.
Also what they're saying online, we're getting the feedback that people weren't as excited. We saw the ad, looks like a long ad that went live. I'm a Samsung user, so I'm not gonna be hyped about it anyway. But it just, to me, and I'd love to get your thoughts, Chai, because Chai is diehard Apple.
Apple fan, I was slightly disappointed about the event.
Okay.
Because, like you mentioned in the start of the stream, like September is the big iPhone time, and there was no iPhone launch. But that's also given that 2 months back they said that it's delayed in production. So hopefully in October there might be a small event for the iPhone, but like
It wouldn't be a small event knowing Apple. They try and go as big as they can.
true, but
So you knew an iPhone wasn't coming.
not 100%, but behind my head it was like there's most likely no iPhone coming because there was no buzz, there was no rumors, there were rumors and like specs and all that, but like usually before an iPhone event, like people know there's an iPhone coming.
Yeah.
So people were like, there's some sort
Probably
of a
intentionally by
teaser
Apple.
image or something, but there was nothing this time.
So we're kind of feeling lackluster about it. Someone said Apple didn't launch an iPhone 12, so I will not buy an iPhone. So I will not be able to buy iPhone 6 this year. I'm really sure what that means. They also said if they actually do give us the iPhone 12,
That's actually a very funny joke.
Can you explain that?
So every year an iPhone comes out, the previous generation iPhone gets cheaper on the same day. So basically, like people who have like the iPhone 4 or the iPhone 3,
Oh, okay.
they won't buy the top-notch one. They'll buy like a couple of series behind.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
How annoying is that though? Every time, so if you wanted to get is there an 11th generation?
Yeah, I think that's the one Rich has. Yeah.
And someone also said if they do actually give us the iPhone 12 today, I'll shave off my eyebrows.
They won't do it.
They
But you
won't
can
do it.
still shave off your eyebrows if you want to.
Thanks. And Casey Neistat, famous YouTuber, he said this Apple event is the best produced, feature-length, most captivating infomercial I've ever seen. And if you actually saw what Apple put out in terms of the usual hype and buzz that comes with an Apple launch event, I think he's being sarcastic.
He's definitely being sarcastic.
Yeah.
He's definitely being. Like I said, right? Apple event is one of those events that I really look forward to just watching it.
Yeah.
But this time it was like a very like, I watched the highlights.
So, having this information, Shai, do you think you'll switch to Samsung?
Hell no.
We don't need to have the fuss and palaver of these massive launch events. We just know the products are great.
Apple products are great. It's just that, given the current situation, there's a little delay in production, and it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that's worth noting. There's a delay in production lines, and that's why the iPhone 12 wasn't launched. Someone, Priyank, has actually given us information for the blood oxygen sensor, so I want to call that out. She said, lower blood oxygen levels indicates a higher risk of an infected lung, so an oximeter is a good way of monitoring COVID and leads to a quicker response. Thank you so much, because that explains
That's
it a lot
very
better.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So,
very
and that's
interesting.
on the new Apple Watch, so it's a
Well,
brand new feature.
I'll tell you one thing. The Apple Watch is one of the best inventions they have ever made.
But
like it tracks so much. It's like
So do Fitbits. So does
No.
my Samsung phone. But like the things that they launched a collection of new watch faces and new stretchable solo loop bands.
Yeah.
That sounds like something you're trying to.
no
That's like you're like a 12-year-old. Look, it's got new watch faces and we've got new loop bands.
that's more of the marketing gimmick stuff. But like the technicality behind a watch, like, are you telling me is there any other watch which is like very reasonably affordable? Because I'm sure there are watches that do the same features but are like very expensive and not for the masses.
100%. I have to call out that they're trying to make these cheaper. So the watches, there's a price here. We have 200.
I think it's 1,150 for the SE and 1,600 for the 6, if I'm not wrong. Something around those ranges.
Thanks, Shai. And then I was going to go with dollars, so thank you. The 6th generation Apple chip. So this is if you are interested in the iPad, it's got an A13 Bionic. It's basically 20% faster than the Series 5. So 20% faster is quite a bit.
This is for the watch or for the...
No, this is for the iPad.
I think
Sixth
the
generation.
A13 chip is the last year chip. It's just they have recycled it into the iPad. So you have the iPad Pros,
Recycled.
which have like the latest chip. Then you have the other models which get the one chip below. So like it's a very good chip. Like it's an upgrade from the last iPad Air to this iPad Air. Like this iPad Air is more like a Pro Air because they've literally made it look like the Pro and they've given all the extendable features and all that. But when it comes to the chip, that's the model from last year.
Thank you. This is why we have Chai. Thank you so much, Chai. You've really helped me through this one. Someone said, Amir said on our comments, it's a big disappointment as usual every year. Nothing new since Steve Jobs is gone. No innovation whatsoever. That's a big statement.
That's a bold statement.
But what happens with Apple is there's always going to be debate. And like if you check onto Twitter, that's kind of what we're trying to get a feel of people's responses this morning. They did something cool on Twitter. So if you like and retweet or something, a new icon will come up and they've changed the colors. So you have a lot of people tweeting about that, less people tweeting excited about the products, which I think kind of gives you a sense of it. That's just my personal, slightly biased.
It's like Apple knew that people won't be that satisfied, so we'll make this tweet function.
Well, they definitely had that trending, a lot of
Yeah.
people, but it's just interesting that when you look up the product launch to learn about it, all you're learning about is this kind of tweet feature rather than... Anyway, those are top stories. Richard, we were just about to leave, but we're talking about iPads. Is that not why you came in? No. Oh, well, anyway. Well, we were talking about the product launch of Apple. We've just kind of gone through everything. Chai has been a world of information, so that's fantastic.
Oh, Chai, you watched it, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, I thought they just launched a watch.
A watch and the new iPad.
Not really sure if they launched anything. They just made an ad that looked a bit dull.
Yeah.
On Instagram. I really want to get an iPad. My iPad is about 7 years old. Am I in the right camera spot?
Yeah, it's
This
there.
one, yeah.
Well, this one is 20% faster. Just judging from Twitter, it felt like people are not that excited, but we've kind of been through it. We also talked about the historic peace deal signed yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Emirates discount for students. And before we were leaving, I was going to ask people if anyone has any dog recommendations, because
yeah.
we're doing our top 10 dog-friendly places in Dubai. We love to hear your thoughts as pet parents, so let us know.
Where do you bring Goose?
So, I'm so glad you asked.
Right on the spot.
Well, two places. One I learned the last day. We went to Jebel Ali. So you know the kind of Jebel Ali, what would you call that area? Is it the clubhouse?
Yeah.
And there's 5 restaurants and it's all very quiet and it's all really reasonably valuable food. And it's open for dogs and there's no one there. And last night I went to a place called Coco Bay, which is my new favourite place to go in Dubai.
Wow.
Yes. I'm so excited about it. So it's on the beach. Do you remember Rich and I, brother and sister, we went to Bali a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
You know on Kuta, Seminyak, they have those kind of great, the bean bags lining the beach
Yeah,
and tea
yeah.
lights and everything.
Yeah.
They've done a fantastic job.
People selling coconuts and coconut water and corn on the cob.
Well, not so much the corn on the cob.
Okay.
But it's
So not Bali.
I saw the stories. It looked lovely.
it's really, really nice.
Where is it?
So it's Key West on the Palm. I'll get the
Cool.
address and put it in, but just kind of reasonably priced. And just in terms of with the weather cooling, sat outside last night, wasn't too hot, and I didn't bring Goose, who's my lovely dog, but I saw a sign on the way in saying they have a pet policy and pets are allowed, which is so great. But if you have any recommendations, 100% going back with Goose on the beach in a restaurant that dogs are allowed in Dubai.
I think people are going to get a surprise to know that how many nice places that they haven't been to either opened during lockdown or they didn't get to before they opened. That opened at the end of last year, the start of this year. Because I've been to a couple of restaurants lately, the Main in Business Bay last night and Roca in the same building, the Opus building, and it's just so nice to be back in these stunning buildings, restaurants with great food. It's really nice.
This is it. I feel like just working with Love in Dubai, we kind of hear about a lot of restaurants opening. There's just a sense of so many kind of new announcements coming in the next couple of days, weeks for the restaurant industry, and I really hope they can kind of all get back on their feet. And so exciting to be able to go and see them.
You know, restaurants, obviously the fit outs and that sort of stuff, a lot of people would have taken the time to kind of do their interior design and do all that sort of stuff. So I'd say there's a lot of nice things to see.
100%. That's what
Great.
we love about Dubai.
Social distancing, of course.
And before we go, I have to say I was enjoying my lovely dinner on the beach and I turned on Love in Dubai Instagram stories and you were at the launch of OJ Lifestyle last night.
Yes.
Incredible event, by the way, by the looks of it. Amir Khan was there?
Yeah, Amir Khan and a rapper, really entertaining, good rapper guy that I don't know the name of. Sorry, Chai, you need to fill me in. But,
Rich
but
shows
no,
his age.
But it was in Coca-Cola Arena, but they just did it really well because I've been at some events there where it doesn't fit the arena, but they did it like on the kind of mezzanine level, and the entertainment was really good, like a violinist, fire throwers.
I saw the fire throwers. That looked like it was
Yeah.
in Bali as well. It was getting so many good memory vibes.
It was really cool, really nice event, and again, I think the people it was quite busy, so it was, even though it was spacious, it was quite, you could tell people wanted to go to event again. And
Nice.
we'll have OJ Lifestyle on the Dubai Works Omar Jackson on the Dubai Works Business Podcast tomorrow morning.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So you can hear more about his journey as an entrepreneur, which I believe is pretty interesting.
Yeah, he's doing loads of stuff. This is X by OJ Lifestyle. So the app, the lifestyle program is called X if you want to download it.
Awesome. Guys,
Cool.
I just realized you weren't in the Instagram frame at all.
Sorry, Instagram. Bye.
Guys, those are top stories. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Chai. We'll be back tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Stay safe and wash your hands. Bye.